What is going on YouTube? K93 here with a remastered version of my fingerless around tutorial. Now, I do want to say that this is not including the fingerless thumb around. I will be doing that relatively shortly, but this is going to be piggybacking off of the last tutorial I released, which should have been the Korean background, otherwise known as the back. This is the reverse trick of that. So this is also known as a bust. So in case you guys have ever, seen a Sonic bust or more popular, a twisted Sonic bust, this is what the bust part refers to. So anyway, the trick, at least for an index around, a fingerless index around, looks like this. And of course you can do this all the way down the hand, except I think the pinky back, or sorry, not pinky back, the pinky bust, you just kind of hold it like this, and then you just kind of like do whatever to try to catch it. I'm not an expert on it, so I'm not going to try to teach you. I'm just going to try to teach you a normal index around fingerless. So I'm just going to call it a bust from now on, because that's what I think of it as, and that's what a lot of people know it as. If you guys have already learned the back, which was the trick that I mentioned that this is the reverse of, you can kind of just reverse your thought process if that helps anyone, which it might, who knows. But starting position, you want to hold, again, for an index bust or a fingerless index around. And as with any around, you want to have most of the length of the pen and the weight of the pen, in this case, kind of towards you, because when the pen goes around your index finger, it needs to take up some space on the pen. And I've explained that concept many times, so that's all I'm going to say about that. When we learned the index around, we learned that we could hold it like this, and then our middle finger was just going to push it over like that. But what makes this a fingerless trick is that you're not going to push it with your middle finger, and instead that motion that you need, or that momentum, is going to come from your wrist. So, or in general, your overall hand motion. I normally think of it as, well, the reverse of what I taught the back as, to be quite honest. Instead of, turning your hand inward and making an arc this way, you're holding it like this, and then you're like kind of making an arc the other direction. But you're not, going all the way through, because obviously if you just do that, then you're just doing that, and that's not right. Instead, you're going to kind of like flick your hand forward, kind of like this, or flick the pen forward, but obviously not like truly flicking. You're just going to nudge the pen forward, kind of like that. And yeah, so you kind of want to start off with like the pen kind of dangling down a little bit, if that helps. And then you kind of like go like that. Now you can practice that. Or you can do this thing where you kind of like twist your hand like this. And so long as the pen is going like around your index finger in some extent, it should be fine. But try to mimic what I'm doing here, because that's what I think is closest to what it actually is. So you can kind of hold your fingers like this, which is kind of weird, I guess, but I don't know. Hold it however you feel is comfortable. That looks, or relatively looks, like this. And then just kind of turn your wrist away from you and bring your hand down a little bit. So kind of like just like that. And depending on how much force you use, the pen will go in various directions. But for this practice drill, just to get enough idea of what it's like to get the pen around your hand or around your finger, just make sure it lands like almost directly in front of you. So kind of like that. The force required to do a bust is slightly less than a back, I would say. And yeah, just kind of think of it, everything that I said in the back tutorial, but reverse. So you're going to be starting like this, and then making a little like arc with your index finger. The pen is going to go around your index finger and then land in front of you. And when you do that, you just have to add just a little bit more force. The pen will eventually, I tried to catch it there, but it didn't work. The pen's going to go around your finger, and then you're just going to bring your middle finger up to catch it like that. So again, hold it like this, kind of turn your wrists and do like that outward arc motion that I was talking about. But instead of going through and turning your hand all the way over, just kind of stop when your hand gets like kind of like not quite straight up, not quite flat, but kind of like 45 degrees. So it's kind of going from like flat here, flat-ish, to like just turning up a little bit. That was a little bit too weak. But yeah, you're gonna go like this. So you can practice that motion, hold the pen here, practice that motion until the pen goes around your index finger. And then at this point, it's pretty close that you can just lift up your middle finger and catch it, because the pen is going to naturally go in that spot. And I keep shifting down in the camera frame. That annoys me to death, but I don't know why I can't keep that straight in my mind. You're going to, do that. And then the back of the pen, so look at the back cap here. When you do that motion, it's going to go here, and then it's eventually going to spin right here. And this back cap is now right at that finger slot. So you just have to kind of let it spin a little bit more, and then you can catch it like that. A fingerless index around, otherwise known as a bust. And as you get better at that, you can just kind of hold it like this, and then just like do them that way. And then this knowledge, of course, can be transferred down the hand as well. So I can't do other busts that well, but like that was a mid bust and then a ring bust. I don't really know if I can do it. I was close there. But I'm not going to waste your time practicing my busts here. But this is the trick. This is a very popular power trick because you can do it continuously. Like that was a double bust, for example, and you can do as many as you want. But this is what I think I would consider one of the first power tricks I'm teaching you. And I'm only teaching this to you now because it is very similar. It's actually just the reverse trick of the back that I just taught you. So conceptually, it's very easy and very much similar. It's just the reverse. So hopefully that will help you guys out in learning, whichever way you want to think about it. And that will be all for this tutorial. Again, check out these slow-mos in case you guys are having trouble. It does take a while to learn because it's a fingerless trick and it is tough in some regards. But once you do that and try to do them as consistently as you can, trust me, because when you want to learn like double or triple busting or even like multiple busting, which I still can't do, you're going to wish that you learned them more consistently. And I most certainly wish that I did because I can't multiple bust. Sorry. But that'll do it for this tutorial. Enough babbling. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe for more in the future. And I'll see you all in the next video.